Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, showtime, showtime, showtime. Welcome to the East Africa Clash. Another edition. PUBG Mobile at its finest, brought to you by GP Studios and Mitch as well. That we've seen so far. We do have some groups locking horns today, and I am super excited to see who's going to take off game number one. And yeah, let's see what the leaderboard is going to look like by the end of these games. Super, super excited. We've got STR, Unity, MRU, Unique, Rise Esports. I mean, there's so many teams here, and I want to see who's going to stand on business and who's going to come out on top. Super excited regardless. But yes, take a look at the plane path all the way from Lipovka down to the southwestern side. Primorsk and military base heavily in touch and heavily contested. We are going to be seeing if there's any teams that are going to change things a little bit to see if they can get the drop on the opposition and prepare themselves to snatch those chicken dinners. 4 games. And it's Erangel, we already know. First things first, Blacklist already getting active here outside. A little bit of an open space. Could prey onto that open position. He's not too careful. That could work. Play zone is already up, and away. A little bit more central. Ori, Primorsk, Ferry Pier. And those sides over to the western side are very, very much out of the circle. So the rotations from that position will be very interesting. As we can see, ZEUS ESPORTS top 1 for strength. In second place, Unique in third. Gen Z in fourth as well. Rise Esports in serious trouble. Sirai gets knocked away. Trouble in paradise as well. Gen Z making quick work of Rise Esports as Lyrics will be getting snuffed away. And the danger continues. One Kurd play into the corner. S12K. First 2 shots doesn't connect. He hops outside immediately. Escapes the danger by the skin of his teeth. And Blacklist are sending all the guys from OLL back into the Blacklist. One after the other, they start to go down. Xerox gets knocked away. Trouble right now. Blacklist on the ground floor. They're singing through. They're looking to seal this off. Grenade in hand. This one might be the one that closes the floodgates. Another grenade perfectly launched. And it does hurt. Nuradin gets knocked away. And oh, that is a tricky position. Xerox actually gets picked up. Sam actually heads off into the corner. And the first shot with the S686 connects. Drops the third, but the DBS is superior. And Sam will bite the dust, goes back into the lobby. And one cuz opens the corner again. He switches over. DBS. Number 1 choice for the opposition. The AKM sways over to the top hand side, doesn't connect, switches over immediately to the QBZ. It's a 1 versus 4. Xerox, can he clutch it up? Can he make it happen? There's a reset ongoing into the other corner. Blacklist still fighting for their lives. He's swaying to the right hand side, pops towards the left, tries to get the first drop, but unfortunately, it will not survive any further. First blood is drawn. We're down to 15. And OL will unfortunately will be sent back into the... Wait a minute, why does that look like the Olympic Lyonnais logo though? That logo looks oddly familiar. Looks like the football team Olympique Lyonnais, like the French, the Liga, the team from the Liga. That's the. Do they have a PUBG Mobile team? Is that what we're doing? Or do you guys just like the logo so much? Someone should tell me in the comment section. I want to know. Do you guys love the logo so much, or or is that just the team? I would be heartily impressed. I'm not gonna lie. I would be heartily impressed. All right. Okay, so I had to turn this down. So I'll just fix my audio. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, you are watching the East African Clash. Want to see who's gonna be top in the East African region. I'm already impressed so far. ZEUS ESPORTS, I have known them to be quite chaotic. I think I did meet up with some of the players from ZEUS ESPORTS in Morocco when I was in Casablanca last year for the African Esports Championship. I think Faker was it? I think Faker was there. I think I did meet some of the guys from Unique as well. Right? Well, I think it was more about representing Mauritius. So I think that's what brought us together. So I think Faker was in, is that? I think Faker was in ZEUS or Unique, one of those two teams, and I think Skydo as well, and a couple of other players, top players. I think they finished third place. Fortunately, they didn't qualify to the WEC, but it was just by a lick of paint. It was so close. We are going to keep our eyes peeled in a quarry situation. Plays are a little bit too far out for Never Die Esports. I think they will have to reconvene into that open space and find a little bit of a couple of vehicles at least to keep them in motion. And then Mario HYPERZ in the vicinity as well. It's all about the rotation. Ocean Galaxy. It's been a while I saw them link up, but I believe they are one of the better parts of the Somalian franchise. Keeping the drop on, keeping things afloat for the most part. Federal, No Face, Dybala, all linked up. They're currently sitting in 14th place, not necessarily the best place to be sitting right now, but hopefully today is the day they will find their footing, put themselves in a better position. LELENA, on the other hand, not too far out, currently sitting in 11th, but Gen Z, I am loving your consistency. Currently up on 3 eliminations so far, and not a stressful bone in sight. Unity Force as well, same idea, same jurisdiction as we've seen so far. Could be what tails them in. Could be what works for them in the long run. But again, that play zone is looking very, very interesting. I mean, Ocean Galaxy is in a very, very peculiar spot, but I think it works for them. Again, most northern teams have not necessarily discovered that there's open pockets of space from that northern side, from Severny shooting range, even Rozhok, if they can make the rotations from the north top down, could work for them, at least if they could play splits, 2-1s, 2-1-1s, 3-1s, 2-2s, at least to hold the northern side. It could work for the most part. It is phase 1 of the circle about to come to a close, and things are about to get a little bit much more diabolical, because we do have some teams over on the military base area, also in Ferry Pier. A little bit of rotations could put them into a little bit of trouble here. Gen Z could be the next ones to spark things off. And all eyes will be on Unity Force here. Dark, still waiting on. He swaps out. He knows that he could have turned things around there, but unfortunately he hung around a little bit too long and managed to escape the danger for the most part. Kevin swings out immediately. First draw. Beautiful, sprays into the corner continuously, doesn't stop. Mali Boy over to the top side. First one breaks through, can't seem to find the angles, but fortunately, Stress will be stressed out. Sent back into the lobby. Glizzy manages to escape by the skin of his teeth. Unity will lose one. They will manage to get out of dodge, at least for the time being, but GNZ have upped the switch on them immediately, and that puts them on par into third place with Unique. But here they will crash the party. They want more. Here comes Dark. He's been lured out into the open. Now they know he's there. Swains again. Left-hand side, but DBS tries to pop through. Right-hand side, but immediately Mali Boy had his number, dialed him in, sent him all the way back into the lobby, and that's going to be good night. Lizzie, on the other hand, has sent a couple of shots. He's given away his location. So we already know they want the smoke. Gen Z, they will pull up to that position. They will look for him, and they will snuff him out. They know that it would be the most ideal thing to keep them just in front and ahead of the opposition. As expected, Mali Boy already wants the smoke. He's pulling up immediately to crash the party. First draw into that open space again. DPS, first shot, immediately sends him back, and that will be good night. Glizzy as well will not exceed expectations, as he will be going back into the lobby. RRAGE Esports they have had the little bit of a slower start. Not seem to find their way around, but 2X family a little bit on the lower part of the leaderboard, currently sitting with 10 points. We'll need a lot of space to move around with. Blacklist. Very confident so far. 4 eliminations to the good. Comfortable seeding arrangement as the play zone is inching closer and closer to shut things down once more. Here comes Jeezy. We have occupied that little nice spot just outside of apartments. Could work for them, but it looks like Unity will trade one out. And trade 2 out, actually, for Gen Z. And somehow Gen Z will lose 2 players. Mali Boy and Yaya is the one that put the screws to them. Somehow turn things around. And it has turns out that is an unfortunate scenario here because Kazu can't even find the angles on him. Gen Z were looking very, very comfortable. They looked like they were about to take this game by the scruff of the neck, but unfortunately, Unity still had other plans. Vengeance is Batman, and Batman is Unity right now, as they have avenged their teammates. Yaya has to set the lines, and immediately snuffed out by Zaki. Gen Z will turn 6 into 7. Eliminations in total. Good work from them, but unfortunately, they are going to be 2 members short. And that will hurt them along the line. Confidence level is not necessarily going to be on the high side, but ZEUS, on the other hand, for 4 strength, has already secured 4 eliminations. Currently sitting in 75 points. Top position coming through from them. But Gen Z currently on the chase with 69. 69. Something interesting about that number. But Unique, on the other hand, got 66. So 3 more eliminations. So they can also get 69. And Ava. Is Ava Savage? Is that Savage Esports? I'll find out. But LELENA have dispersed themselves. They didn't want to hang around the ruins area for sure. It's a much harder position to defend. But we've seen stuff like that in the past. You know, we've seen teams get a little bit confused, lose the plot, and then, you know, they crumble, they fall apart. You always got to have a strategy, at least your base play style. I think that's what I would call it. I think I would call it core functionality. You know, when I see teams that play a certain way, I just tend to call it core functionality, because no matter what shape the team takes, they still have an identity of playing a certain way. You could take different forms, but it's still a certain way of playing, you know, to your strengths or to the, you know, abilities of the players in the roster at that particular point in time. But again, that's why I just call it core functionality, because, you know, at the core level, at the functional level, at the basic level of all of these teams, there's always a style of play that's always going to be adapted. And I think that's just what ties it in to how these teams advance when it comes to crunch, you know, qualification games like this. RAGE Esports, for example, a little bit more central based. They do play the splits, but they tend to hold compounds much more effectively, or hold areas in general, you know, so that gives them a little bit of an interesting. Wait a minute. Yeah, that is Savage Esports actually. Hold on. Yeah. Why is that the tag though? Chillboy gets knocked away by Sousa. 4 strength, showing their strengths one more. Kuz over to the other side, trying to keep the pressure on. But LELENA, they are very strong defensively. It's gonna be a hard break in. TT Sexy playing off the back end as well. Chillboy will be getting picked up. 4 strength cannot take this push. They will get cooked. Will probably lose 1 or 2 players in the mix, so they know for a fact they do not want to commit to this. They do not want to commit to this relationship at all. But it will keep them a little bit more ecstatic if they are trying to play offensively. You know, Sousa still has his sightlines on LELENA, but they know for a fact that it can be hurt, so that they will reposition easily, because that will be the right decision. TT Sexy on the other side, I think they will move into Sunken City. This is a much more better spot to play defensively. It will work for their style of play. It will keep them at least into phase 4 of the circle, you know, owing to the fact that that is what the play zone will most likely move through. OG, on the other hand, things could be very interesting for them. Yes, Faker. Yeah, Faker, Lucifer, Fabian. And Logic for ZEUS Esports, currently #1 team in the lobby and #1 for good measure. These are one of the craziest players I have ever had the opportunity of meeting. So I'll tell you that one for free. These guys are next level. And I'm not glazing, no glaze, yeah, because I've seen them in real life. So no glaze, bro. I'm not even I'm not even, so I'll tell you that one. But spoke too soon. Favka gets knocked away. But again, it's all about the right ideas here. Arman with a grenade over to the right hand side. Can't pop through Lucifer's grenade. Also getting charged up, but his own drops through into the corner. And DB, yeah, straight to Lucifer. He gets knocked away. Had the ground lines further out, trying to go for the flush. And another one bakes inside. Beautiful touch. OG dealing damage to ZEUS Esports. One after the other, they start to crumble again. The DB, yes, faints. Drops the first. Faints into the right hand side. 2 for 2. Logic. Oh my days. Takes the third. Might go for the fourth one. SK. Faints into the corner. Ground the staircase. Sweeps into the ground floor. Opening the sides. Again, ZEUS Esports not taking without a fight. Tries a third. Immediately swept away. But OG, the real OGs, will put a stop to ZEUS's menace. But that was close. Too close for comfort. 2 players knocked away. Well, fortunately for them, they did manage to skirt it out, but that was dangerously close, too close for comfort. And now this could be the opening for another team to sweep in and reap where they did not. So big opportunity for that one, but unfortunately, Invisible will have to stay invisible. Well, that was too close, way too close. OG, that would have been it would have been getting fried in the group chat. I'll tell you that one. If that was turned out to be a 4-piece, yeah, they would have been getting cooked in the group chat. But fortunately for them, they did pull up the OG sweepstakes and they did come out on top. But that was very, very dangerous. I did like the element of surprise. It was almost lost, but it did work. And nobody should even say it's because I was glazing or anything like that in the comments, man. Nobody should even say anything like that, because that has nothing to do with me. Gen Z, this is a bad spot. You're gonna learn the hard way right now. I mean, it's a little bit too early to be playing out this position. You're gonna learn, bro. You're gonna learn the hard way. You always gotta scope it out. You always gotta drive around. You know, you don't just park it in first and foremost, then scope around. You always drive around first. Can you kill these horses? My bad though, but you know, I don't think you can, right? I don't think you can kill the horses with shots. I don't think you can. Someone asked me that question before, and I never actually got an answer. But I don't think you can kill the horses or the pandas or whatever. Well, that would just be weird still. That would be weird if you could. But STR, a little bit of a trade-off there with Unique. Legacy will shut that down immediately. Gen Z, good night. They will not advance any further, but they did put some pressure on 4 strength. But that pressure will soon be relieved. If 4 strength can put some more numbers here, they will tie up ZEUS. And that would be very, very, very interesting going into game number 2. Play zone shifts a little bit more nicely towards Rozhok and School. Sunken City still very much in play from that western side. We do have some teams just chilling by the south. This is going to be very interesting as Dybala will get another finish. Ocean Galaxy on the offensive. Strike Esports taking this one straight to the hand. Svan plays off behind as well. Mix, sways, sprays deep into that pocket of space being left open by LELENA. They know exactly how they have to deal with this there, but Swan has to be very careful here. He's taking some amount of damage that he wouldn't like. Well, he's going to get knocked away here if he can't seem to find a way through. He is going to be spinning across and spinning back. Sousa with the sprays over to the M4, gets the angle, but Legacy exposed himself a little bit too much there, gets knocked away. Sook and Strike Esports now need to find a way inside of that circle. The chaos continues and they are driving straight into 4 strength. And Sousa's licking his lips. He knows that the bullets are about to fly all the way through, but somehow can't seem to find through. Unique actually have the angles drop through and he will be dropping through. Beautiful shot by Liu Bei. Drops him into the right hand side. Will open the scoring right now for 4 strength. They deal more and more damage. Zook pulls up immediately, but surely he's going to get dropped away immediately as well. Unique will not take that one sliding off. They will get another angle, and it is Exist. He's the one that cracks the shield, and Force Strength will have to muster up everything they've got to keep that angle, to keep that position. Armand climbing into the top draw, tries to circle back, sways again, left and right, but it doesn't work. The OGs will remain the OGs. Dybala closing again with that UMP. He has been absolutely diabolical. He's got 5 and they've got 10, and now they will have to make their way into that circle, find a niche, find a pocket of space, and call it home into the final third. It is phase 5 of the circle. It is the East African clash. It is anybody's game at this stage. Force Strength still looking very, very strong. But OG with 10 eliminations, a big game, big game. LELENA on the other side as well, trying to hold off that top spot, that northern position. Could work for them if they can find a way through, but 2X get a player knocked away. Could work. Playing off into the deep south. Now that keeps them into the open as well. It's, looks like HYPERZ trying their best to keep their numbers within reach. Area did get knocked away, but I believe a pickup is in order here. LELENA have crashed into the party as well. Rozok, the south, is keeping all of these teams at bay. You can see them all gathered up in the northern side. The rotations from the south are looking very free, very comfortable, very demure, very mindful as well. Grenade just over the top side to keep the sight lines hidden. Family, ooh, that's my favorite weapon, the VSS. Duluth is the one that's trying to set things straight. Aria still knocked away. They've not been able to find a way through. Another one will bite the dust. LELENA could be in trouble here. Blacklist also trying to hold on, but unfortunately Federal bit off a little bit more than he can chew, and he's going to face the music, and he's not going to like the lyrics at all. Left-hand side could be ideal for them, but it could work through. Blacklist finally making their way to the zone. Dybala has been knocked away, and I don't think he can be getting picked up. No Face will be the last one left for OG. The play zone will shrink even further. Federal will succumb to his injuries, but GZ will make sure. Blacklist will claim yet another body, and they are up to 6 eliminations, and no player has been eliminated just yet. And that will be the end for LELENA, surely. TT Sexy was exposed there. Savage will get the angles right. Perfectly launched, and we are down to 7. 24 players alive. Blacklist set their sights. No Face sway into the corner. Managed his best, but unfortunately it was not good enough. And he will be going out. 10 eliminations so far for OG. Not a bad start to the night. That puts them in a very, very nice position in top 13, but they have still a long ways to go to set things right. Blacklist as well, playing off a little bit closer to the hillside, trying to get that high ground position, trying to keep the opposition away. 2X family making their move while trying for the pickup. Duluth still trying to keep his teammates safe and sound, keeping that high ground position all for his lonesome, but the rest of the team as well. Unique, Force Strength, Savage, all of them moving together to keep that position open, and here they come. RAGE ESPORTS trying into that open space. They're trying to circle back, and they will be getting run away. Immediately, Melio cracks that shield and drops him immediately as well, and that is a beautiful touch. RAGE ESPORTS absolutely cooking. 5 eliminations. They smell the chicken dinner, but they need to deal with Force Strength. They need to deal with all of these opposition trying to crank through, get into the high ground position, and he opens his floodgates. That will be another bullet flying over to the side, and here he comes again, sways to the right hand side, but unfortunately Unique not feeling too unique. The HYPERZ crack the shield and take away that position. Force Strength still holding on into that western side. RAGE still trying to keep the sight lines open and locked out, but 2X trying to play off the right hand side as well. Sprays into the right hand side. The Scar connects immediately. Adib falls to the side, and that will be good night. Unfortunate scenes for 2X family. We're down to 3, and MRU HYPERZ trying to hold on. RAGE trying to play it slowly but surely. The utilities in hand, the smoke's coming out from the HYPERZ. They are trying to pick Maniac all the way back up if they can't seem to find the angles to make it work, but the play zone is not favorable. They will need to advance. They will need to move up, and they're a little bit too far out. They are playing in a split. Maniac still behind, still trying to get picked up. Tacos is advancing further and further. Melio to play support right beside him. They have got 4 as well. It is 4 apiece. 3 teams with 4 players up. It is all about the next couple of choices right now. Force Strength need that chicken to go top of the leaderboard. That is the only measurement of success for them. They have had a very good game, but it can get so much better. And Slazy will get the spray on, and Hates will get knocked away. Trouble in paradise right now for the HYPERZ. A trade-off. Aria did get knocked away earlier, but gets picked off and will get picked up again. And now is another opportunity. Savage and the guys from RAGE ESPORTS are trying to circle back. He's exposed. Slazy played out a little bit, overdealt his hand, and he won't pay the price. Tries to drop through into the corner, but Maniac goes absolutely insane. Goes for the drop 4 and the F12K. Unfortunately, the DBS, he turned around and whoop, he's getting swept away. And 4S, they smell blood in the water. They know they have to circle back. They know that they can take this away from that position. The grenades are starting to fly out. Can they get their numbers back up? I know it will not be the case, but that was a perfectly launched grenade. Sousa, the victim of that one, he gets dropped away. A trade-off, 1-for-1. Sousa, can he get the angles right? Another one, Tacos. Don Julio will act a Fulio. He gets dropped away as well. Trouble right now for Force Strength, but Lil Bit will trade it off. Melio, circle back, gets the push. And another side, trays into the right-hand side as well. Hughes is trying to hold up, but Melio peeks and feints. Feints into the right-hand side, tries to pop through the DBS. He knows he's trying to circle back. Hughes again plays into the open side. And Liu Bei gets the angle, sways again, tries the right-hand side. Melio gets the drop. 2 for 2 right now. Can he clutch? Tries to pop, and he does. He absolutely does. But unfortunately, it was just too close for comfort. And somehow, Rage will take that chicken dinner. Oh my goodness. What a finish. Absolutely diabolical. Absolutely diabolical. I had no idea that was how that game was going to end. I tell you that one. I thought Force Strength was going to cook. Well, Melio is that guy. What a finish. Absolutely diabolical finish coming through from RAGE ESPORTS. Beautiful game. Absolutely beautiful game. Force Strength, they needed that chicken dinner to put them inside of that top 1, but I don't think they were able to crack the lead, but they did reduce the gap at least to a considerable size, coming into game number 2. But wow, what a game that was. Melio, yeah, Melio is that guy for sure. Melio's is absolutely that guy. What a game that was. What a game. Absolutely beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, East African Clash. You can only sit here. It is lit. It is action-packed, and I was not expecting it to go that crazy. But yes, sir, ladies and gentlemen, that is what we love to see. Chaos, chaos, and more chaos. PUBG Mobile action at its finest. And yeah, I couldn't have loved anything better than that. I mean, now we get to see what kind of team Ava is. And yeah, I mean, I'm very impressed. I would expect a little bit more, going into the next couple of games, seeing how these teams advance. But I do respect the fact that, Ava did come out on top with that chicken dinner. But Melio was the guy. He was the main guy. I mean, don't worry about the stats, guys. Don't worry about the stats. Melio passed the eye test. I'll tell you that one. He passed the eye test. But yeah. How do you pronounce this name though? Is that potato or Poto? What is that? Gigi? Poto Gigi? What? Someone should tell me in the comment section how you pronounce this guy's name, bro. Because I'm not even sure what that is. But Tacos was also putting in that work. He was giving them straight work. Slazy as well. Although Slazy did get knocked away a couple of times there, so he did put the team in some danger. Once or twice, but I think it did work out. So let's take a look at the rankings and just get a little bit of a vibe. 26 points from RAGE ESPORTS and Force Strength in second place with 15. Ocean Galaxy, the OGs, in third with 11. Blacklist in fourth with 10. And MRU HYPERZ in fifth with 8, sharing the points with Team Unique as well in fifth and sixth with 8 points. Gen Z also putting in 7 eliminations, putting them in 7th place as well, giving them a total of 7 points. I mean, the script doesn't write itself. 2X Family also putting themselves in that conversation as well. Strike Esports in 9th with 2. Same with LELENA, Unity Force, and Never Die Esports. OL, Relentless Esports, Soul Society, ZEUS MORIS. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, ZEUS MORIS and Rise Esports couldn't get any points. That's actually true. ZEUS actually got cooked by OG, by Ocean Galaxy. Yeah, so that happened. So yeah, it is what it is. Invisible Esports and Rise unfortunately just couldn't get the points over to the side. But yeah, Qs was the MVP. He was putting in that work. I think it was during the main part of the games. I think it was, from the beginning of the match to sometime towards the mid to late points that Qs was, putting in that work. But Melio was just playing off of him. I think Melio was playing off of him. So I think Qs was doing amazing numbers. But Rage and Force Strength, I mean, take a look. It like I said, forget the stats, guys. Forget the stats. Force Strength were cooking. They were cooking. I didn't even know they had Rage had up to 16 eliminations. I'll tell you that because Force Strength was cooking as well. But yeah, they put in that work for sure. 19 plus damage points, pretty much the same. And again, one team has like twice the number of eliminations than the other. That tells you a lot. Damage wise, pretty much the same. Knockouts, pretty much the same. Although Force Strength did spend significantly more time in the blue zone, because of the rotation that they took playing out just before Rozhok. I think they had to face a lot of teams trying to make those rotations, deep into the back. But ladies and gentlemen, that is match one. We've got 4 matches to go. So without further ado, is the East African Clash. We'll be right back after the break for match number 2. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. It is the East African Clash brought to you by GPE. Production has been absolutely fantastic. Don't forget the Somali and Kenyan esports organizations and the Kenya PUBG League as well are your official sponsors. So big shout out to them for bringing us all of this action. We just saw a major shift in the leaderboard. We did have Erangel just a couple of seconds ago, but now we are in Miramar, the desert map. Playing path cuts all the way from the southeast all the way to the northwestern side. So all the way from Los Higos, Minas del Sur, Prison, Valdemar, Minas de Valle, Chimcera, Madeira, Los Leones, all within touch. Monte Nuevo, Power Grid, Pecado as well, El Pozo, Trailer Park, and Ruins, all within touching distance. So those teams that do love to play in Torre Armada and Campo Militar are gonna struggle a lot more. So this is where your secondary drop locations will have to come into play. At this stage, at this level, participating at these types of tournaments, you always gotta have a plan A, B, C, D, and Z. If you know what I'm saying. If you understand that, you can understand life. So, ladies and gentlemen, straight into the action. Play zone has circled up quite nicely there. San Martin, Smag Dab Center. It looks like there's already some chaos here. First touch. It cracked inside. That's a beautiful spray. Was able to deal some amount of damage. Blacklist, we've seen them play exactly like this in the previous game. They did send a team back into the lobby. I believe it was OL ESPORTS in the previous game. That was they made quick work of them relatively very quickly. Now it might be Gen Z's turn to feel the heat. The Mali boy was the one that took a couple shots there. Zaki just outside, waiting for an opening, waiting for a little bit of space there. So G4R will think twice about making that move, and the grenade is starting to fly through. Oh, beautifully launched. Gen Z. Azu is the one to make it happen, but the S12K will shut it down, and he picks out 2 for 2 as well. G4R has dropped 2 bodies, but unfortunately, there's only so much he could do. He gets swept away. And Zu is moving on inside. Unfortunately, they just can't seem to work it through. Gen Z are giving Blacklist a taste of their own medicine. They did exactly the same thing previously. Now they will be setting up shop. Zaki hopefully will be getting picked up. ZEUS, on the other hand, in the vicinity. The gap between them and 4 strength has been reduced to just 4. And even just 9 for Ava. So that tells you all you have to know now. The race is absolutely on. Kazu up onto the other side there. The play zone is already on the move. That was relatively very quick. Play is already on the move, so we'll start to squeeze and pin these teams a little bit closer than they would like to be. Logic, we saw how crazy he was in the previous game against the OG, almost put them back into the lobby all by himself. That could speak to how well he can hold his own against these other teams, but Paradox not so lucky, as he did take some significant amount of damage, but that will put things into perspective for ZEUS Esports. They will think twice again. Kazu playing to the right hand side. Mali boy circles back, and that will go for the stabby stab. And back into the lobby he will go as well. ZEUS on the other side. They smell the blood in the water, and take a look at that Faker on the high ground position. ZEUS are trying to pin Gen Z in here. If Faker gets knocked away, it's a GG's. It's the end of the road for sure. If Faker is going to get spotted and knocked away, Gen Z, I really want to see how they make it out of this one. It's going to be very interesting to see exactly what they do and how they do it. Zaki on the other side is having a little bit of a much more defensive state because they do have the buildings to work with. They are in a 2-2 split, but they have Faker. That position that Faker is in could spell the difference between success and failure for ZEUS MORIS inside of this position. Remember, they did crash out in game number 1 to OG.
swept away back into the lobby relatively very early. Hopefully that doesn't happen two times in a row. Because if it does, you know that, yeah, it's about to be a long night for ZEUS. It's about to be a real long night. So we'll see if that's going to be the case. Paradox on the other side, trying to get a little bit of that angle. He's lurking, lynching forward, Logic as well. And Faker is also up on the hillside. They are aware that ZEUS is here. All eyes will be on TT Sexy. He's trying to make a move and reposition for LELENA as well. There's some opposition in Hacienda del Patron. I think they will think it is Unity Force. I will position him just a little bit of an interesting place. And as expected, Faker will crack open that defense from Gen Z. I don't know if ZEUS are going to crack inside and take over that position for themselves, but we're about to find out if that's going to be the case. Mali Boy on the other side. And somehow Logic has actually made his way through inside, and the Molotovs and the grenades have started to fly out. Faker on the other side, still applying pressure from the high line. Fabian peeks out, gets the drop. Logic peeks to the right-hand side, gets the drop as well. Mali Boy and Kazu will be getting swept away one after the other. And Gen Z have no answer. They have no response. For ZEUS ESPORTS, they've been absolutely cooking. Faker has been terrorizing them from that high ground position as expected. That position he has was the key to their success for ZEUS ESPORTS. And ladies and gentlemen, you can take a page out of this playbook, because all you have to do is have a man in a very, very diabolical position that is going to be a threat and you can't deal with. That is exactly how Faker was used, and that is why he was able to crack open the defense for Gen Z, and now ZEUS ESPORTS have the upper hand. 2 eliminations to the good, but of course, Gen Z are not going to come outside just yet. Still trying to hold this defensive line. Stay stacked inside the building for the meantime. There is opposition in the vicinity. It is Rise Esports. They might decide to take this upon themselves. Paradox has let the bullets fly. Give a bit of a warning there. We have do have our top 5. Paradox in first place, or as Mitch would say, in position 1. And in position 2, we've got Tony from Neon Force, Klaus as well from Neon Force, and Panic from Later, and Final Boss from Curious. I think that was Final Boss. I'm not sure what I read there, but I think that's what I saw. So yeah, those were the top 5 berserkers. And Fabian is gonna be thinking about how he's gonna get a vehicle to get out of this blue zone. I mean, they're tanking the blue zone really, really heavily. You know, Full Strength, on the other hand, have secured themselves their first elimination, but Gen Z do have 4, so that puts them in a very, very nice, comfortable spot. But OG, the rest of the other team, they have had similar tastes. That could put them into a little bit of jeopardy if they're not careful. Invincible Esports and Rise are starting to lock horns there. There's trouble there, but Zaban to the other side. Shakir gets knocked away, and that could be the trade-off that they were not expecting. Rise Esports on the other side. More pressure. Zeba with a beautiful knock over the top, and that will be good night for Rise Esports. Zeba was the one with the final blow to close things out. Invisible will stay under the radar just a little bit longer, and the pickups will come through. They will play S4, and they will advance into 6th place. Very good showing from the Kenyan national team. Hopefully they will advance even further, because the gap between them and Gen Z is significantly quite wide. They will need to put their best foot forward if they are looking for a space inside of the next stage from the group stages. Okay, so someone told me that Paul, this is pronounced Polo. So yeah. So it's Ava, RRAGE Esports, Polo. You heard it here first if you hadn't heard it before. I mean, that's creative. If you turn the 7 upside down, it's an L. I see it now. I didn't have the vision then, but I have the vision now. I see what you mean. I see what you mean. All right. So, play zone is quite interesting here. We got ZEUS Esports playing still in the deep south with Gen Z, but I think they started to hop into their vehicles and realize that it's not worth it tanking the blue zone for the most part. Still got a couple of teams coming in from that northern side, and some teams still maintaining the central position, not giving away too much, but not expecting too little either. They could make this work out in their favor. There's still a lot of ground to be covered. Here comes Don Julio. Before a way through. Effie from 2x manages to send some shots away. It is phase 2 of the circle starting to close up, and take a look at that. We've got a Unity Force, the LELENA in Hacienda. So coming in from that northern side, OL and 2x will be locking horns a little bit towards the northwestern side as well. MRU HYPERZ will be making their way through as well. There's OL and 2x. D5 plays into the right hand side, tries to escape, manages to escape. But that grenade from Mahir perfectly launched, and he will get the angles. And now it's an open space for Xerox again. Peeks out again, tries to perk it inside with a Tommy gun. And will continue to spray and pray. Molotov on the stairs, classic, works every time. Should have gone for the reset though. And he packs inside Nuruddin with a beautiful touch. And the closeout, Nuruddin is 2 for 2. And OL will make them shout, oh hell, as the bullets will fly. Levi not gonna be so lucky, as he will bow down to the Tommy gun. And 2x will feel 2x the pain of those bullets as they fall flat to the team directly just below them on the table. That is an unfortunate, fortunate turn of events. The 2x. Gonna head back into the lobby. If Nuruddin has anything to say about it, we'll live to fight another day. Somehow Sousa gets knocked away there. Not something I saw on my bingo card happening inside of this game, but it looks like Ava do have the angles to work this out, and Sousa will be getting picked up. They knew that he was all alone, but now they will trade off. Kus with a beautiful spray over to the other side, gets the angles perfectly launched as well. Khalid tries his best to escape that danger as well. Relentless Esports are gonna have to think twice about this one. Fair, the trade-off is complete. Force strength will take a sun for a sun. And the sun, Renegade Esports, will be the victim as well. Fair, not gonna be so lucky, but here comes Don Julio. Circling back, trying to get the angles right. Kuz on the other side as well. Force strength. How strong can they be? Grenade over the top from Nate. Perfectly launched. Couple of inches shy. He's going to try again. Another grenade perfectly launched. This time, this one will connect. Hughes finally gets knocked away by Melio. And Ava pulled up into the scene. Grenade is launched perfectly right into the right-hand side. DBS and the S12K. First one launch and the S12K. Don Julio trying to act the Julio again. Tries to kick the first one again. Jump shot tries to pop right in the corner and takes the 2 for 2. Oh, beautiful touch. Force strength. Too strong. Too strong for Relentless Esports. He brazed the bullets and fries them up with the shotgun shell straight to the chest. The S12K, unstoppable from Don Julio. And Force strength will stay strong. Nate will not allow his teammate go unavenged. He's trying to circle back, get an angle in. Grenade is good. Don Julio is ready for him as well. Pops the Molotov. And he might be the one to send him over to the top side, but doesn't make it happen, as Nate will hop, skip, and jump out of the danger zone. And Relentless Esports will stay relentless as they make their way out of this engagement. Full strength up 4 eliminations. Good, solid way to hold things up. Currently cracking the 90-point shield. And now they are much closer to ZEUS Esports than they would like. But ZEUS have put some numbers in the game. And the grenade is perfectly launched as well. That one will hurt. ZEUS have trouble. They've got a player knocked away. But never say die, or never they die. or never will they die. They will end up dying as they will go back into the lobby as well. We're down to 38 bodies in the cut. Invisible Esports. Can they be spotted by Gen Z? No, they will not. Zeba with a beautiful angle. Oh, what a turn. What an angle. Zaki's not even lucky, but he gets the drop. He the S12K perfectly launched. Oceano had the angles light in, and he popped that grenade over the top side, and Zaki's not going to be so lucky. The numbers advantage, playing hopscotch every single time, working, and Kevin will be the last one left for Gen Z. I think he will be able to make his way to the zone, but I don't see him surviving beyond this zone if he's not careful enough. The play zone, very, very neat cue, very unfavorable going into phase number 4. There's still time to reposition. There's still time to make the right choices. As Invisible Esports are clinging on to the 8 eliminations that they have secured so far. Did lose Shakid earlier on, but that will not put a dent in their efforts. 8 eliminations is a very good start. But how much more can they do? Federer from Ocean Galaxy, they've not had the same starts that they had in the previous game. Unfortunately, as one would say, but you would think about how, different maps call for different strategies. So it looks like Ocean Galaxy just couldn't crack it this one. Hopefully for them, they will be able to still put some points in. So they are about to run into team from Invisibles. Clue. Let's take some damage. Gen Z will be going out. Oh, what a touch! What a beautiful touch! And he did touch him all the way up. Zeba, once again with the final blow. That will be the one that bites the dust for the final time. And this is the performance I was expecting from the Invisibles, and they're doing a magnificent job. 10 eliminations. Beautiful stuff we've seen so far. TT Sexy will be giving away the coordinates there to the rest of the team. But unfortunately, TT Sexy is all alone, so there is no rest of the team. It's a one-man army there. Madman continues to hightail it. I mean, you gotta hate DMRs, bro. That is why you hate DMRs. That is why you just hate DMRs, because if it was a bolt action, at least one shot is enough to make the person reconsider, Well, you gotta take time to reload and all of that, so that gives the person an opportunity to run away, but still, man, come on, bro. DMRs, that's why I hate DMRs. Or if you're trying to use a DMR, use 7.62 DMRs, bro. Take damage over stability. Because if you notice, the 5.56 DMRs are much more stable than the 7.62 DMRs, like the SLR, SKS, the MK14. If you argue in the comments, SK14 is a DMR, bro. Forget the fact that it can spam bullets like an AR. It is still a DMR, bro. I mean, you can put a 4 times, you can put an 8 times on it, so that tells you all you need to know. Still a DMR for sure. Designated marksman rifle. That's what DMR means. So yeah, still a rifle for sure. But ladies and gentlemen, this is the East Africa Clash produced by GPE Studios, #1 in the game. You already know. The Kenyan Esports Association and all the bodies that come together to put this together. The Esports Somali Association as well, the Kenya PUBG Mobile League, and the River Rose Foundation Kenya. Big shout out to all the sponsors putting this together. That's what we love to see. Supporting esports one fund at a time. Thank you for giving us your money. Oh, what a shot from Fabian. Beautiful stuff coming through. ZEUS looking very comfortable. Viziano has to play off a little bit closer there. It's a dark, dark day to hold off in the Miramar, but the pickups are coming through. Zeba's up onto the other side, trying to get the angles quite lined up. Clue has been knocked away. ZEUS is much more capable than Gen Z, so they have to be very careful. They will feel the pain, they will feel the hurt. And Fabian has been spotted there. Zeba could get the angle, but he's exposed, and the trade-off is good. Over to the other side, Logic can smell blood. He immediately takes the advantage, and immediately they will overwhelm. They will take another one, fighting the dust over to that right-hand side. Viziano tries to pop over to the right. He drops the grenade, perfectly launched as well. Unfortunately, Paradox will not be the victim of that when he manages to escape. And Invisible Esports might be closing this out with just 11 eliminations, and they will be going out in 11th place. Talk about karma. He has been spotted. The grenade is good, but unfortunately, Ziano will be sent back into the lobby. 11th place with 11 eliminations is not a bad call at all. Currently bringing their tally up to 55 points. Hopefully they will be able to crack into the 60s, 70s before the night runs out. We'll see for ourselves. No, OL Esports, no match for Unique. Zunuradin will be going back into the lobby. Unique, on the other hand, putting the work in. Now they are up to 80 points. It is all a matter of how close you can get right now. ZEUS, on the other hand, they've got 7 eliminations, total of 97 points. The placements have not started to kick in just yet. So, trying to lock in there, but you can see RAGE's position up north. No players lost, no chaos, no drama, just holding on. Things are about to get worse for them if they can't hold on to that northern side. I mean, they do have arguably the best position. They are playing a split, but take a look at that. Unique are getting active right now. Bullets, grenades flying all over the place. Hates falls as well. An unfortunate scenario for them. The MRU HYPERZ are feeling this one. And Aria will take a grenade, and that will be the end of the road. The HYPERZ will stay all the way down. 7th place. Had no idea that that was going to be the case. A trade-off is good. Logic, the last one left for ZEUS, trying to peek it off, trying to hold on the zone, but unfortunately that's not going to be the case. Strike Esports will pack it in, and Logic will be going out. ZEUS Esports will go out as well in 7th place. They did manage to get an extra elimination point there, but this is where Force Strength can shine. This is where Unique can shine as well. But take a look at that. Ava, 4 players alive, 1 elimination. A chicken dinner will put them exactly where they need to be right now. The only team that could stand in their way is Force Strength, Unique, and Unity Force. I mean, it could go either way. Unity have the play zone, they have the angles, it could work in their favor, but all it takes is one mistake. All it takes is for you to get caught lacking, and that will be good night to you and your team. Melio trying to get an angle inside as well. Slazy trying to crack this in. They know that they need to deal with Unity Force. They need to take this position away from them. They're too defended, they're too covered, they're too protected. They have to make that change immediately. Julio already making the advance for Force Strength. Lil Bay looking for a way through as well. Frags will be getting spotted and picked up by Strike Esports. They're looking much more confident as the game continues to progress. Starlight, unfortunately, not going to be so lucky. He picked up a little bit more there, and they will take the hit, but here comes Glizzy. He's aware that there's chaos to ensue, and that grenade perfectly launched will take 2 for 2. Beautiful work there from Glizzy as he takes that one all the way to the back line. And Unity Force now will secure their first elimination, and it is against a team like Force Strength. Ava, on the other hand, have secured an extra 2. Now they're up to 3 eliminations, and now they will need to put this final nail in the coffin and catapult themselves into that top 2. Now they need to deal with Unity, and Dark is about to make things a little bit darker right now. For RRAGE Esports, they're going to have to think about this very, very critically. The angles are very, very unworkable if they can keep those positions open. Unity, that is the danger, though, for these two teams. They've not necessarily had any eliminations. They've not had to hustle, struggle, get eliminations to get to this stage. So they are going to take things a little bit slower than one would probably like, and for good measure too as well. Polo on the other side, a little bit more of a deep role, just lying very deep behind the rest of his team. He's trying to keep them from overextending their hand. There is some pressure being mounted. Taco's on the other side as well, trying to get an angle on Svan. He has spotted him, but they will need to deal with this outlier because Svan has the play zone. He doesn't have to move a lot. Unity have to move. They're the ones in trouble. Tacos and the rest of RAGE Esports have already started to move as well, but they know it's part of the plan. Yaya's already spotted. He will be getting dropped. He's not gonna be so lucky. And Polo trades it off one after the other. And here comes RAGE. Oh, beautifully executed. Tacos did get knocked away, but it's fine. They know he's there. They know he's alive. And he steals that one over to the side. All left is fine now. Can he pull something out of a hat? Can he pull some sort of miracle? No, he's been spotted. He will be getting cooked, and that will be good night. A back-to-back chicken dinner in easy fashion. Ava again, RAGE Esports, taking that absolutely perfectly. Perfect. Couldn't have done it any better. They played it to perfection. I mean, you can see exactly what they're doing. You can see what RAGE Esports is doing. You can see the strategy. They did it in game one. They did it in game two. And what is that strategy? Have the most number of players alive at any given point. You just got to have the numbers. You just have to have the numbers. I mean, Unity Force did have the numbers as well, but play zone, unfortunately, it's just what it is. Especially when you don't play a split or when you don't have players playing outside of the position to secure a little bit of the zone in front of you, because I mean, RAGE had a plan, they had a mindset. Get out in front of the zone, occupy the position before Unity Force will have an opportunity to do it, because they have been cooped up inside of that compound a little bit too long, and they lost touch of reality. And yeah, RAGE just made them pay for it immediately. They could have taken it any moment they wanted to, but unfortunately, they just got trapped inside of that space. They couldn't find a way through. And yeah, they felt it. They took the hit, and unfortunately, it is the chicken dinner for RAGE Esports once again. Ava coming through with 8 eliminations and a chicken dinner, putting them easily, I believe, in the top 1 position, if I'm not mistaken. I believe a back-to-back chicken dinner. If you're not top 1, then you know that the game is getting cooked, and the tournament is extra difficult. I'm not gonna lie, but I believe that should put them top 1 or tied. But I could be wrong. But let's take a look at the rankings from the just concluded games. 18 points for RAGE Esports. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. But Team Unique in second place with 14. 10 out of those 14 from eliminations. Invisible, all of their points from the eliminations as well. 11 AP. Strike Esports in fourth with 10. ZEUS in fifth place with 8 as well. Relentless Esports in sixth with 7. And Unity Force 4 strength with 6 apiece. Gen Z in ninth with 4. OL in 10th with 3. Never Die Esports in 11th with 2. LELENA, 2X, and Ocean Galaxy sharing 1 apiece. And Blacklist, Soul Society, MRU HYPERZ, and Rise Esports yet to secure any points in this particular match. But it's not over yet. Absolutely chaotic game that we've seen so far. But the man of the match is the madman from Unique. And I wouldn't have said it any other way. Over 1,100 damage points, 8 eliminations, survived damn near the whole game. You got to give it to him. Unique while putting in the numbers there. I think 10.
Wait a minute. Unique had 10 eliminations, right? So inside of 10 eliminations, this guy had 8. Damn, bro. His back must be sore. There must be like a hole in his back from all this carrying, bro. Like, I believe that's just what it is. But it's still a very solid game. I mean, we take a look here. We see RAGE and Team Unique going. Yeah, Team Unique had 10 eliminations and 8 came from one guy. Okay, that tells you what you have to know. But they did put significant amount of numbers in the damage points. You can easily tell that one compared to Rage, because Rage played it significantly slower than them. 1,700, no, not a bad call as well. 1,200 for Rage Esports, but the chicken dinner reigns supreme at the end of the day, and you already saw that from the match rankings. But 9 knockouts, and they did spend roughly just a few amounts of minutes or seconds inside of that circle. But it is the East African Clash, ladies and gentlemen. 2 games down, 2 more to go. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel to stay up to date on all things East African Clash now and in the future. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back for match number 3 and match number 4 after the break. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. It is the East African Clash, and what a journey we have had so far. Two games down, but back-to-back chicken dinners from Ava, aka RAGE Sports. I mean, next level performance. They have cracked the code as far as this particular lobby is concerned. They understand it now. They're locked in. So all we have to see if they're gonna make it 3 out of 3. Sanhok is a different type of energy. It's all violence is or chaos, and that's what we love to see. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It is the East African Clash. It's brought to you and produced by the best in the game, GPE Studio. So you already know you got to stay active and stay locked in as they're bringing us all of the action. So it is Sanhok, ladies and gentlemen, and I won't lie, Sanhok is my favorite map to look out for because the strategies in Sanhok are significantly different. The vibe is different. The chaos is on another level, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is how we love to see it. So without further ado, I think we're ready to hop straight into the action and see what Sanhok has in store for us. I want to see who's going to come out on top. Are we going to see something different? Because it's still pretty much the same teams. We see Force Strength there. We see Zeus in there. We see Rage in there as well. Gen Z, can Gen Z win? Can LELENA win? Can any of these teams? Ocean Galaxy, I think we've seen Flicker, we've seen Spark in some of these teams. So can they win? That's what we're going to look out for. Because I know Sanhok is going to have a different winner, but I'm not sure who the winner is going to be. That's why I'm just starting to stay locked in. So it is just one of those things. I'm super impressed so far with, the quality of teams in this tournament. So, let's just take a look to see if ZEUS or MRU HYPERZ or, any of those teams can cancel each other out in Sanhok because most of them have similar play styles. I think Rage plays a little bit differently than them, so I think the proof is in the pudding as to what Rage's strategy, coming into this game is. So without further ado, let's head straight into Sanhok and see what the energy is going to be, ladies and gentlemen. Plane is in the air. Match 3 of 4. It is cutting all the way straight from the west to the east, right down the middle. I think everyone is gonna love this one because I think you can touch every part of the map when the plane path is like this, so you don't gotta worry about, oh, do I land here? Do we go here? But I'm expecting the likes of Blacklist to get into some early trouble. I think I'm starting to see that is their MO. So, so yeah, I want to be certain that if they do it again in this game, then I'll know that yeah, that is their MO. That is just their strategy. That is just their thing. So I'll see for myself if that's going to be the case. But we've got some bodies heading over to Paradise Resort. Is that unique? Going to Paradise? Okay, no, they're not going to Paradise Resort. They're playing a 2-2 split around Kao and just west of Mongai. It is Blacklist. Yup, that is their MO for sure. It is 4 strength against Blacklist. And take a look there. Sue gets swept away back into the lobby. One Fuzz actually gets the angle. G4R picks it to the corner as well. Q's gets knocked away. 4 strength in trouble. I think I'm starting to see that you can't just around with Blacklist when it comes to hard drop in, because I think they're gonna hurt you. They're gonna hurt you real bad. They're absolutely gonna hurt you real bad, man. Sousa is feeling the brunt of this one. He knows he can't go for the pickup because they knocked his teammate in a secluded area. They're waiting for that pickup. They're trying to get him to expose himself there. And he peeks into the corner as well. Peeks into the right hand side, but unfortunately will not be so lucky. And that will be the end. 4 strength. No match for a Blacklist hot drop. I mean, respect to Blacklist. They have been very consistent, and I saw this, the previous games. That is their MO. That is their MO. Like when you're talking about certain teams and the versions of them you meet, and then I used to like tie it into like I would say comic book characters. I used to tie it in, so you would see like maybe I would compare a team like S2G, for example. I would say, oh, okay, you need to meet PMPL final S2G or something like that. Like I just tie into a version of the team and the performance that ties into, how they play in certain, tournaments and stuff like that. So I think I don't know if I'm the only one that does something like that now, because I would say like, you know, for example, now using this East African clash, for example, now I would say, you know, down the line, if we have another tournament where Rage is participating in, ooh, that was a bad call. I mean, you already know though that Dybala and the rest of the guys from OG are in the middle, the house in the middle of boot camp. Why are you running out in the open, bro? Like, what are you trying to accomplish? So yeah, like I said, I would tie into, like Rage. If I was to see them in another tournament, I would be like, oh, you okay, just you need to go against East Africa Clash group stage Rage. Oh, what a beautiful grenade that was from Marman. He cuts that open nicely. Molotov actually there to seal the deal, but the S12K already in hand. He's ready to get active. They know he's there. Up into the corner. Can't circle back. Arman goes for the finish. They will be trying to feign him out. They know he's in there. Ooh, he actually gets a drop on him, though. Arman gets dropped away. And Dybala could be in trouble there. He's actually going for the finish, trying to circle back. 777 again. Tries again. S12K. I decided to shut the door. If I was him, I would shut the door. But yeah, he actually goes for the finish. And then he knows he drops his HP a little bit by the corner as well. Dybala trying to circle back into the corner, but he's hurt. And that will be good night. ZEUS pulling up to the show and will save 2X family. The embarrassment. They will keep them alive, but only for the moment. These ZEUS will decide to come straight down into boot camp and claim it for their own, but they have to be very careful as well. That is a solid way. I mean, OG could have played this much better. I would think they would have played it much better. I'm not gonna lie. Have done better there. But it's all about a learning curve. You learn. Blacklist in Paradise Resort. They have set their own prerogative here. They have put things in perspective as to how they would like to advance going forward, but that would put them into a little bit of a box, and I'm sure that they don't want that, so they're going to think long and hard about how they would want to play to the final third. RISE ESPORTS, on the other hand, have not had the best start so far. Hopefully this might be the game that turns their luck. Unity Force, on the other hand, very close to a chicken dinner in the previous game, but unfortunately they did get snuffed out by Rage, much and comfortably, if you ask me. It was much more difficult for them to deal with Force Strength in game number 1 than it was to deal with Unity Force in game number 2. But MRU HYPERZ also playing a little bit closer to the zone, riding the wave there, just trying to make sure they don't have opposition rallying from behind them. And these are the strategies that they would prefer to apply. Stella. Never die. Still yet to make much of an impression, but it looks like Faker will get the final drop on 2X. They will be going back into the lobby, but here comes Ava again. But this time, Melio and Taco starting to fall off. And now RRAGE in trouble right now. They're losing players left, right, and center. Rise Esports have turned everything on its head. Lazy as well will bite the dust. And Polo will be the last one left as he hightails it out of that dangerous situation. And he survives, but just barely. Might be running into the from LELENA there. Things could be going from bad to worse. RAGE Esports, because it looks like the chicken dinner curse will reign supreme. It will be getting swept out of the lobby there. And he was about to make his way through. Was spotted by Invisible, but unfortunately too far out for them to think about it. So he has parked his vehicle. I think he will hang around that position at least for the time being. But Relentless playing it a little bit smack dab in the center of the circle. But they can't be mad. You can't blame them. They have done an amazing job so far. The guys from ZEUS, encompassing that entire western region. I think they are trying to circle back. Although the last hopeful for RAGE Esports after coming after the games they've had today, you can't even be too mad because you're starting to see that their strategy does not apply to Sanhok at all. I wouldn't be surprised, if they put up amazing numbers in the final game. I would not be surprised at all. I would expect that because the way they play is better suited to maps like those. Levi, a little bit perplexed with the position that they've been able to sink through. They might be deciding to sink their teeth into this one, as TT Sexy has been able to secure an elimination for them. Well, LELENA will have to do a little bit more than what they've already done so far to put themselves just across the line into the next stage of the tournament. Never Die Esports have been a little bit nonchalant in giving up this position that they've got in the zone so far. And I mean, it does have its advantages. It does have a strategic position, a lot of awareness that it is providing, but there is still that element of surprise could be established going forward. We'll keep all eyes on the position as it pertains to making the advance into that circle deeper into the zone. 5 seconds until the play zone starts to shift through, and we move from phase 3 to 4. Invisible coming off the 11 elimination game. I believe they've got a little bit of confidence from that game. Now puts them in a good spot. It's all about the consistency and the angles being covered. Relentless is trying to work it through, but Unity Dark try their best to stay out of sync. Never Die Esports in trouble. Mine has been knocked away. I'll try this from that top half position, but it doesn't look like it's going to work so far. Rise Esports have been taking and taking, and they continue to take more points on the board for them. Unity Force have got 2 for themselves as well as they make their way into that circle, making their way much closer to that central position being occupied by the likes of ZEUS in the zone as well. Mine, unfortunately, is not going to get picked up here. And Never Die will have a player die again. But Levi and LELENA sitting quite comfortably in a box. Wouldn't necessarily recommend doing that at this stage, but I mean, if it gathers you the intel, it does. But unfortunately, the play zone is not going to be so kind to them as it does advance. Now, it's all about hightailing it. Relentless Esports, the same idea. Blacklist as well. Trying to hold their ground. OL Esports have pulled up into the vicinity, and GZ and the rest of Blacklist have been waiting. They have been really waiting for the opportunity to crack some skulls, and it might be provided. But it's Madman that actually sets the sightlines, as Sam will be the victim there. OL will be going back into the lobby. Toot sweet. G-Man is going to repurpose those angles to be able to deal some more damage to the opposition. And the rest of the other teams are having the same idea of making those types of rotations. Again, you've seen it. For Relentless Esports, they have to see it through. They have to get the most out of these positions that they have put themselves in, again, because they do have a lot of teams surrounding their position. They did opt for the bigger play to get themselves into a better spot. I mean, I do respect it regardless, but it is very high risk because they've got 2 teams in their vicinity, MRU HYPERZ and Rise Esports. But take a look at Unique just coming in from the northern side. Potential for them to lock horns with Blacklist Esports is very high. Well, LELENA, as expected, taking that damage, falling to the side. Unity Force, on the other hand, 3 eliminations to the good, and they are starting to make their advance into the zone with a very clear path cut open for them. LELENA, on the other hand, wrong idea, wrong execution as well, will leave Chillboy in the dust. He has been swept away. For the time being, they have made the no Unique, on the other hand, trying to keep the rest of the opposition at bay. Paradox and the rest of Zeus on the other side behind him. Unity Force fall to Rise Esports. And they are looking much more comfortable now, but finally, Rage Esports will bite the dust. Polo will be going back into the lobby at the hands of a DBS. Couldn't trade off. Paradox was willing and ready. And we'll close that one immediately. Unique, on the other hand, have been spotted. Never Die in a caught between a rock and a very hard place. Caught between Unique and ZEUS Esports. That is a bad way to get caught out in. Invisible Esports as well. Just couldn't turn on the cloaking. They've been spotted. And now they will be getting disassembled one after the other if they don't get out of dodge. Faker, on the other hand, tries to make the advance, but they will fall back. Invisible know exactly what is good for them, and they will say they will live to fight another day. They will reposition, they will repurpose, they will think about it, up into their vehicles and get out of dodge. But Faker is aware that they have repositioned. They've thought twice. And now ZEUS will have to make their way into that circle. You know, you always have to prioritize for yourself. Do I want to be inside of the zone, or do I want to take and eliminate the opposition and keep them from getting to the zone before me? It's all about the strategy. Arias popped a couple of misfire shots there, and the position has been a dead giveaway. Khalid, G-Man, the last two for Relentless Esports. Somehow they have niched themselves into that open space, but Blacklist will not let their fingers off the trigger. ZEUS in trouble. Faker was exposed. He gets knocked away. LELENA on the other side trying to spray off, but he was spotted. Levi thought he had a drop on him, but they will drop him instead. Madman not so lucky. Frags playing right behind him. Trouble right now for Unique. They lose yet another player. The grenades flying in from LELENA. They will not stop. They will put their foot on the gas. They will continue to do the damage. Madman gets burned away, and that will be the end for him as well. Unique will be left with Legacy and Frags trying to hold on. 4 eliminations between them, and that is all they've got to scrunch on going forward. TT Sexy, too unlucky, had no idea that Frags was in the area, and that will be the one to put him in the final coffin, and he will close out. Levi trying to run through, gets dropped away by Paradox. ZEUS puts the final nail in that coffin. Unfortunately, one after the other, they start to fall, but Frags has actually made the move ahead. Circles back into that position. Legacy right behind him. Prays into the corner, but unfortunately, LELENA couldn't hold on. The last player will bite the dust. Legacy is exposed, and MRU looking very, very comfortable, but ZEUS is even looking much more comfortable. Frags trying to hold on, is exposed over to that western side. Hayes has his ankles cut out for him, but he peeks out. He's dropped off. Paradox had him lined up, drops him immediately. The hype team not feeling too hype right now. They've lost one of their strongest soldiers, down to 8 players, 4 teams. Paradox has to be very careful. One grenade will change everything if it's perfectly launched. Frags could be the one that makes it happen, and it does happen. Logic pops the smoke to shield the position, but Paradox gets knocked away. ZEUS in trouble, trying to hold on. They bite another one down. 10 eliminations, down to 3 teams. Rise Esports somehow have risen. They're down to 1. But ZEUS Esports, this could be the game. This could be the one they were waiting for. They've got the numbers, they've got the utilities. The grenade, if it's perfectly launched, it could change this entire game right now. But Fabian trying to circle back. That's one is perfectly done. But unfortunately, he will be getting burned away by Logic, and he will not rise any further. But here comes GG, and he peaked out. But that is ZEUS Esports. Chicken dinner, well deserved. Perfectly executed all the way from boot camp down to the south. They did it perfectly, and you can't even be too mad. ZEUS Esports, chicken dinner. You absolutely love to see it, ladies and gentlemen. ZEUS Esports doing exactly what they know how to do. That is why they are #1 on the leaderboard for good measure. Now that is how you take the game by the head. I mean, so like I said, Sanhok takes a different type of mindset. You know, the likes of Force Strength and Blacklist landing on each other gave ZEUS the much needed break and space they wanted to put things down. And that's what we love to see. Absolutely beautiful stuff. Beautifully done from ZEUS Esports. Now let's take a look at the stats to tell us who came out on top. Well, 5 eliminations going to Logic, and we've seen what Logic is capable of. I mean, we saw it in game #1, you know, when they were very close to doing something absolutely diabolical, but unfortunately, Ocean Galaxy had their number and dialed them out. But I wouldn't take it away from him, you know. But you still got to look out for Faker and Paradox putting in a lot of numbers in there as well. 500 plus to 400 plus across the board. 22 points for ZEUS MORIS. 12 eliminations. Rise Esports with 14 in second place. The HYPERZ in third with 13. Unique in fourth with 9. Blacklist in fifth with 7. LELENA in fifth. In 6th with 5, and Invisible in 7th with 4, Unity Force in 8th with 3, same as 2X Family, same Relentless and Ocean Galaxy sharing 2 points apiece for strength with 1. And OL Esports all the way down to Never Die Esports, no points. Still yet to find their footing. Soul Society as well. Gen Z, unfortunately, their worst game yet. Strike Esports still yet to find a way through all of the debris as the table is collapsing all over them. They're still trying to find their way through. But who is the MVP, ladies and gentlemen? Who could it be? I believe it is going to be none other than Logic 383. Absolutely cooking. And we saw that he put his team on his back. He put a lot of numbers up. And I got to respect it. He was absolutely amazing of how dangerous he could be in game number 1. Unfortunately, the team was overwhelmed in that opportunity for him to showcase. But we saw, the potential for how things could go, and we turned it around. But ZEUS and Rise, this being their best game of the night, that tells you, yes, they know exactly how they got here, and they want to stay here. They want to advance into the next stage, and I wouldn't put it past them at all. 12 to 9 eliminations apiece. 1,700 for ZEUS MORIS, though. Much more consistent, much more violent, for the likes of Logic and Faker. 7 to 6 knockout as well. But these two teams did not spend any time in the blue zone. They were very, very active, very, very ahead. I think it was Faker that took a little bit of damage from the blue zone, but that was like a couple of seconds. I think it was a second or something to just get himself into a better position to deal with that last player from Unique. But what a game we had, ladies and gentlemen. 3 games down, 1 more to go. It is the East Africa Clash. We'll be back with Erangel to close things out. We'll be right back after the break. You need something. What? Oh shit. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. It is the East African Clash. This is the group stages, and we are down to match number 4. And now it is time to see who's going to walk away with the final chicken dinner of the night. We've seen RRAGE Esports take the first one. We've seen them take the second one. Then we saw them get cooked up in the third game because Sanhok was just not their vibe. But I'm expecting them to perform well again in this game. But ZEUS standing on business, reminding us why they are the best of the best, and they're doing an amazing job of keeping things casual and separating themselves from the rest of the lobby. And you gotta respect them regardless. Play zone will pop up on your screens any moment from now. But take a look at that plain path all the way from I believe Lipovka, just all the way down to Primor's cut zone. From the east down to the southwest, play zone is in the shooting range, Rozhok Ruins area. I mean, Everest is going to be one hell of a position to hold right now. But yeah, you can take a look. You can see the team spreading into a little bit of something that looks like the tip of an arrow. But everybody with their own recipes here. But northwest, the northwestern side of the circle is going to be very interesting to hold. It's 120 points for ZEUS Esports. They're roughly 20 points clear of Ava. Unique just behind them. For strength have dropped all the way down to 4th. Remember, they started the day in 2nd place. They necessarily had a bad day. They've not really had a bad day. They could have just other teams have just had a better day. Some days it's just like that. Some teams will just have a better day than you. You didn't have a bad day at all at the office. Some teams just had a better day. That's just what it is. And it really ties into your mentality, how you finish the day, how you finish the games. So for strength, I believe this is the type of game they're looking for, something to just boost their morale. I think Ava are also going to put in the work because they know that they're just 1 point away from achieving 100 points. Unique is taking damage already. Someone else is taking damage again. What is happening to Unique right now? Well, they are in a little bit of an engagement there with 2x, but 2x are going to be on the receiving end. And those points will take things over to the other side, but the exist will be traded off there one after the other. Madman as well to follow suit. 2x. They are giving Unique the absolute business right now. But Adib, unfortunately, will not be able to see it to the end, but they will manage to take one with them. And Avon's use, this is diabolical. These two teams landing at the same spot. One would think that Ava would do better, would think better, but it looks like they want to reduce that deficit between themselves and ZEUS, and I can't even be mad at it at all. I cannot be mad at it at all. I mean, I understand it. I see the vision. But how far will they take this though? How well can they take it though? It's all about making the right decisions, in the earlier phases of the game so you don't have to suffer, some unrelinquished consequences at the later stages of the game where it's very, very important to maintain some level of at least decorum as you're holding on. But again, I could be wrong about that one though. I could be absolutely wrong, but still, it is very, very, very chaotic. If you can't find a way to, at least reconcile your playstyle with what is demanded from the lobby, and it looks like Logic will set sights on Polo. He gets knocked away. Logic active, but Slazy with a grenade over the top right now. That is some action going on just outside of Melta. ZEUS and Ava trading heavy blows. The top two teams in the lobby. They're locking horns. And Fabian will be the next one to go down. Slazy gets 2 for 2. And Fabian will be getting sent back into the lobby. ZEUS will lose 1. ZEUS will lose 2. Tacos with the clutch. And now with the Bison again into the corner, but Tacos will go in for the clutch and the final third. ZEUS eliminated by Ava. RAGE ESPORTS will come out on top. And ZEUS will not be able to extend the lead any further. Unique with 2, Ava with 3. And ZEUS, it could only go so far. They get no points. And ladies and gentlemen, the race is absolutely on right now. If Ava get a chicken dinner, they might just be able to finish this game in top spot. 21 points is the goal, and they've already gotten 3. A chicken dinner with 8 more eliminations will put them over the guys from ZEUS. Unique as well are not too far out. Currently sitting with 99 points. Wow, what a game we have on our hands right now. Relentless Esports, on the other hand, trying to get acquainted with Ocean Galaxy in the vicinity. Trading off, Erangel gets a drop on, and he runs him over immediately as well. Fear shucking and jiving, trying to get his own spot dialed in, but unfortunately he's not going to be so lucky with that one. And here comes Jumna. He wants a piece of the action. He trades off into the corner. Beautiful shot. But the AKM is no match for that DBS. And he cracks the shield immediately as well. Dybala will be able to atone. Fear is inside of that corner. Jumna will get the finish on him. Relentless absolutely struggling to find a way through. G-Man popping the smokes, but OG, they already know, they know they have to, they absolutely have to, in a real way, deal with this guy, G-Man. But unfortunately, he's outside. He's not in the building. If that grenade is launched perfectly, he might be. He gets dropped into that corner, but Dybala will get the final third. That will be good. Nice. OG, once again, now clinging into that top 8 position. Remember, top 8 is 47 points. And OG are currently on 40. They're not too far away at all. They are now in the running with Unity, LELENA, and in I believe Never Die as well. Relentless Esports, they just got cooked. So Blacklist just a little bit out of reach, if I'm being honest. I don't think Blacklist are gonna drop points. You know, I don't think they're dropping points in this game. I mean, they may drop points, but I don't think they're dropping in the table. But I think Relentless can drop in the table. They've had a horrendous day today. You know, but hopefully they I don't know if they qualify to the next stage. I'm not really sure. I didn't get a memo on who qualifies where, but I don't think they did. I don't think they've done enough. I honestly don't think so. But you know, you're watching the East African Clash, ladies and gentlemen, brought to you by the Esports Somalia Association, the ESA, Kenya and PUBG Mobile League, KPML, and the River Rose Foundation Kenya. And also produced by GPE, best in the game. You already know. If you've not watched GPE, what are you doing with your life? You're not doing anything with your life if you're not on GPE's Discord, because you already know what time it is. Don't forget, top 5. ZEUS still have Paradox in front, heavily leading with over 13 eliminations over Tony from Neon Force. Gen Z still have a Kazu in the cut as well. Wait a minute. I've not seen Gen Z in this game though. Where is Gen Z though? I don't see them on leaderboards. Am I tweaking? Am I tweaking? I'm not tweaking, right? Because I don't see Gen Z on leaderboard. But you know, we'll address that later because I know I'm not tweaking. Keep eyes peeled on the vicinities that we've got here so far. We might be locked in. And an overly excited OL Esports, they've been able to secure at least one elimination. Again, yeah, I'm not tweaking. Where is Gen Z on the leaderboard? I don't see them on the live standings, bro. Am I tweaking? Yeah, I don't see them. Well, we'll talk about that one, but Nuruddin had to be very careful there. He circled back. I'm not sure. I think he was trying to gather intel, but that was very, very dangerous. 4 strength, on the other hand, have secured 2. And I believe I was at the cost of OL. So they will have to think about that one twice if they are trying to hold that position. But Ruins is a very, very solid place to be right now. 4 strength already got the memo. They are trying to set themselves up nicely so they don't have to worry about any future rotations. I see the vision. I see it. See the goal. I see the absolute goal here. Never die. In 35. It's going to try this one outside. I mean, Never Die is still 9th. Wow, they've been dropping a lot of bombs and they're still 9th. I'm impressed, bro. I'm honestly impressed but it still has to do with the fact that the teams at the top of the leaderboard are still performing. I think that's why teams like Never Die, are still like in 9th because inserting settings, bro, it would have been dropped to like 14th or something. But again, the teams at the top are just cooking consistently, and the teams at the bottom are not. It's just still part of the same thing. That's why the leaderboard stays the way it does. So Unity Force, on the other hand, not too lucky. They will lose Dark. 2 players fighting the dust. Chill Boy plays off behind LELENA. Still yet to find your footing though. They've been taking a lot of. They keep losing players early, and they lose one. Oh, that was very, very close. Van with a beautiful spray, but unfortunately, the return is nasty. That return from 4 strength was so nasty. He's not even gonna try it again. He's not even gonna try to trade it off again. He's gonna get absolutely battered if he tries that one. But they do have a good spot. Zook had to be very careful. He realized that he was in open space. He repositions and gets out of dodge immediately. Respect is reciprocal, ladies and gentlemen. You gotta know. But 4 strength looking very, very good. They're in a very good position. This is one of those games, ladies and gentlemen. It is one of them ones. 4 strength. It is one of them ones. I've seen this before. I've seen this tape. I've seen this script. It is one of them ones. When I did talk about Everest earlier on and Ruins being going to be heavily contested. Anybody that could position themselves, you can see 4 strength in a 2-2 split. Lil Bay and Q's playing together over to that eastern side. Don Julio, and Sousa will take the other side as well. And they have the entire Ruins under lock and key. All they have to do now is hope the play zone doesn't them right now. If the play zone just does something diabolical to them, it's going to hurt. But I think they should be fine. Strikers Esports. Oops. Yeah. Unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Playzone has shifted away, but Ruins is still very much in touch right now. But I don't think it's going to be in for stage 4 of the circle. So I think the next bone of contention for 4 strength and even OL is, how do I get out of here without getting cooked? Because that's the plan. That is the absolute only plan that would be ideal for any of these teams trying to, make their way into the next stage of this tournament right now. Because I think it's all about the points now. It is absolutely all about the points now. You can't lose any more points. You got to respect the driving from the Invincibles. I mean, I would take that, though. I would absolutely take that. In the open, you've got a driver and a shooter. Why are you stopping? Take the fight. You have a driver and a shooter. You have a solo driver on the other team. Exactly what you're supposed to do. You take the shot. You don't stop. You don't turn around. Chill Boy getting knocked away 2 times, 3 times. Bro must be Jesus Christ. The way he keeps falling and carrying that cross. But it's an unfortunate scenario for LELENA. They will bite the dust again. Down to 1. Blacklist. Very chaotic team, I'll tell you that one. But they have been absolutely fantastic. But they are one of those they're not like finish the game team. They do love to be chaotic at the earlier stages. Yes, Invisible doing the exact thing as expected. Silk had no idea that the opposition was parked right there. Trade off his goods, fired into the corner. It gives away his position. LELENA getting swept away by Ava. 4 eliminations now. They're up to 103. And slowly but surely they're creeping up onto the leader ZEUS. And Zeva with the Invisibles gonna have to think twice. get themselves into a better spot. Play zone just outside of touch. They will have to reposition again, find themselves into a better angle to work with. They can make this through. Svan has to be careful. The rotation he's making is deep into the pockets of Ava's space. They will spot him. RAGE Esports will rage on him. He's not careful enough. Play zone is very interesting right now. Nobody is making those Eastern shifts. Rise Esports, after the game that they just had, yeah, they know exactly what it takes now to succeed. They've bumped themselves up all the way to 35 points. Again, OG still at 40, or is that 42? I think it's 40. I think they have 40 points, so a lot to do. Full strength, still holding out. OL also holding out. Not trying to commit. Melio, oh, goes for unique. Goes for frags. Sends him back into the lobby. Now they're up to 5. 104 points. 16 away. Slazy takes a hit, but Polo trades off. Unique in trouble now. Going on against Ava. That is the action that we should be looking at. Unique and Ava, second place and third place. Trading blows. Now, that is not the one you would expect, but the Molotov cocktail was launched earlier on just to rescind the application for Unique. Legacy plays off behind. He's trying to get an angle. Melio, the free man role, he's executing it perfectly, but surely he has to know that there's only an opposition for him to work through. Don Julio has been spotted. Nuruddin gets dropped away by Sousa as well. 4 strength, not letting this one slide off. Unique have gotten themselves back to somewhat full strength, and they will reposition. This could have been a dire moment for Ava, for Rage to take this one all the way. It was very close. They could have occupied this position, but they will manage to keep their numbers back to full strength. Like I said earlier, this is the type of game they like. Full strength as well. Similar strategies, similar ways of play. Julio still knocked away. Can he make something happen? Grenade bounces off the corner. ZEUS has to be very careful. Takes the first hit. Tries to take the second hit. Backs into the corner as well. Sousa tries to apply some of that pressure. 2 for 2. ZEUS takes 2 away from 4 strength. In trouble right now. He's going for the flush, but the bullets is click. He doesn't get to return and immediately switches over to the Mini 14 and clutches out perfectly. ZEUS. Oh, that was painfully painful for 4 strength, getting cooked by one player, and he can go for the reset. But unfortunately, Sousa actually had his number dialed in, and he chains into that corner. Might be going for that finish. And Slazy gets knocked away once again by Legacy. Grenade getting charged up. He's trying to go in for the 2 for 2, but he's exposed. He tries to circle back, turns his back to the opposition. Grenade is good. Takes a hit. Nordin falls into the corner as well. Pops in. The DB, yes, doesn't connect. Trouble right now. Julio jumping. 2 for 2. Can they deal with ZEUS? He's a big menace. He's a big trouble. He's facing to the right-hand side. Don Julio can't survive. He acts of Julio. Has to get dropped away. And he goes for the flush. ZEUS, can he clutch? Oh, my goodness. ZEUS. Oh, clutch my pearls and send me back to the gulag. OL will clutch 4 strength. And ZEUS is the man that does it. He puts the nail in the coffin, and 4 strength will not be strong enough to rise into the top 3. Unique and Ava will extend the gap even further. Had no idea, but ZEUS is the absolute beast. I will keep on giving. What? I mean, it's the DBS, but I'm still gonna glaze though, because that was absolutely diabolical. I can't even be mad. As Van somehow has found himself just outside of where the action is happening. It's just like going to the club and not even trying to approach the bouncer, because, I mean, you're trying to get into the club, right? But, you know, it is what it is. And the HYPERZ, MRU's trying to circle back again. They do have a very good position, but they're not trying to sacrifice themselves into the zone. OG, on the other hand, have started to make their own advance. They're getting caught into a little bit of an open space here. Could be very problematic for them. They've set their sights further out with a beautiful sightline. 6 eliminations right now for OG. That puts them into very close territory into that top 8. Very close. GZ from Blacklist was spotted. He gets dropped away, but they did manage 7 eliminations, putting them at 60 points, just 2 behind the HYPERZ. And the HYPERZ do have the numbers. They're up to 4. Here comes Rage. Ooh, immediately trading off. Almost uprooted him from his vehicle, but they knew he was going to park the vehicle immediately. Polo pulling up to the scene. He's giving the intel, and here they come. 1 versus 3. Can Blacklist do something? No, he cannot. He drops off, and he will be getting swept away. Tacos with the finish. Slazy gets the angles right. Blacklist getting blacklisted as well. There ain't no Raymond Reddington. It's all about Elizabeth Keane. They're getting cooked one after the other. They can't seem to find the angles right, but Rage looking very comfortable. 7 eliminations. I told you. I said it earlier. This is the type of game they like. This is the type of performance they are looking out for. They are untouchable right now. And the HYPERZ on the other side trying to deal with OG, but the pressure to come out of here is too steep. They don't know if it's gonna be worth it. Well, they have to do something, because Dybala and the rest of OG are gonna crash this party if they don't move. Svan is in the background as well, looking for a linchpin, looking for somewhere to cause chaos. Stella trying to hold off a little bit of the corner there. The smoke's already in the corner to heal that position. They can't seem to find the sight lines. Unique trying to find a way through. Grenades over the top side. Dybala, first spray is good. Aria gets knocked away, and here they come. Headshots only, 2 for 2. And mine will get the angles. Never die will never die. Angles on angles. Seas on aura. Falling to the sight lines. Every single position is absolutely accounted for. Unique have trouble here. They're trying to circle back. Madman and Legacy just chasing the blue zone, chasing the angles. Never Die will steal another one. Mine and mine alone. Chicken Dinner is smelling in the distance, one after the other for Ava, because they have the numbers. And OG can't seem to find a way through without MRU trying to put some sand in their beans. Legacy trying his best. He's a one-man army. He's a one-man show. Rise Esports will not rise. They've been stomped out. They've been put back into the lobby. Team 35, unfortunately, will be following suit. Legacy has to play behind him as well, but Slazy gets knocked away by Federal, and trouble right now for Ava, as OG will take another chunk, another blood. One after the other, they start to fall, and it looks like OG will take the chicken dinner. They look like they may have just done it. Ava, Rage, fall. 10 eliminations to the good, but it is not enough. It is absolutely not enough. I don't think they've done enough. One more point with a chicken dinner would have done it, but I believe they will not be able to finish top 1, but they have put a masterclass of a performance either way. Oh my goodness, what a game. What an absolute trailblazer. 13 eliminations for OG. They have done everything perfectly. They have done everything right. The chicken dinner is the only result that they will work with. And they know this. They know this for a fact. I'll be clicking it out. And OG will make it happen. They will do it perfectly. They will launch that chicken dinner. And like I said, I knew I've been saying a lot of things, but I was right still. I was right still. With OG, like I said, this is the game that they do it, because we saw, how dangerous they were in the previous game. They were very close. They were very, very close. But this time around, they stuck to it. They got their numbers locked in. And ladies and gentlemen, that is how you make it happen. Absolutely beautiful stuff. And that's what we love to see, ladies and gentlemen. East African Clash. What a performance. What a plethora of games we have had tonight. And I can't even be mad. I was duly impressed with the performance and the quality of teams that we've seen in here. But let's take a look at the stats from the chicken dinner. And 7 eliminations going to 9 eliminations actually going to Dybala. He was absolutely Dybala, the striker himself, striking at the hearts of the opposition. And they did come out on top with, I believe that is 15 eliminations. Yes, 15 eliminations. And yeah, I mean, OG, Ocean Galaxy, turning up the heat in the final third. And what a game that was. Wow. What a game that was. Absolutely beautiful stuff coming through. But let's take a look at the rankings from the just concluded game. 25 points for Ocean Galaxy. Blacklist in second place with 14. Rage in third with 13. Unique in fourth with 8. Never Die in fifth with 6. OL Esports in sixth with 5. Now we will see Invisible for strength and the HYPERZ in 7th, 8th, and 9th. Strike Esports in 10th. And the Rise in 11th. LELENA in 12th. 2X in 13th. Relentless, Soul Society, Gen Z, ZEUS, and Unity Force not scoring a single point. Again, I didn't see Gen Z in this game though. I'm pretty sure they were not in the game. So yeah. And who's the MVP? None other than Dybala. I'll tell you that one. Easy lemon squeezy. 700 damage. I would expect more though for someone that got 9 eliminations, but I ain't gonna be mad. 4 knockouts, almost 22 minutes in the game. You gotta respect it. He was absolutely phenomenal. Very solid performance. Still got an assist on top of everything. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you do it. Beautiful performance from OG. An extraordinary performance from Dybala. We might lock things out. See Rage, right? Oh no, actually it's Blacklist against Ocean Galaxy. 2,200 plus damage points. Oh my goodness. Wow. That was very crazy. 15 to 18 eliminations. I mean, the proof is in the pudding though. You can see the numbers. Knockouts pretty much almost the same. Ocean Galaxy did not tank the blue zone. Blacklist neither as well. Most of those teams that do not end up tanking the blue zone, they usually come out on top. But again, the numbers still, you still got to look at the numbers regardless. But I gotta respect Ocean Galaxy. They put in a hell of a performance in this final game to close things down. I don't know if that is what it is, but let's take a look and see for ourselves what the end of the games have looked like today. Rage with a double back-to-back chicken dinner. ZEUS in the third game, taking Sanhok and re-establishing themselves as top 1. OG closing things out with a hefty Erangel win. 15 eliminations, much more than all of these other teams were able to put together in a single game. So that tells you exactly what it is. Big shout out to OG for finishing very strongly. I think that performance puts them inside of the top 8, like I said that they were going to get into, overtaking the likes of Relentless Esports. So you gotta look out for that one. But yeah, so drum roll onto the final leaderboard, the overall leaderboard, to give you guys an idea of what the vibe is. 8 points shy, Rage in second place, but ZEUS MORIS will maintain the ultimate composure. 120 points in the first place finish. Team Unique in third with 105. For strength in fourth place, couldn't crack the 100 mark. Neon Force in fifth place with 73 points. Gen Z in sixth place with 73 as well. Later in seventh with 72. MAU Esports in eighth place with 68, 67 for Blacklist, and TDS as well, 66 for Final Boss. And HYPERZ in 12th with 64. Invisible in 13th with 62. Ocean Galaxy, that performance puts them all the way up into 14th with 61. Project X in 15th with 54. Aesthetic, Extreme, and Never Die sharing 52 apiece. Strike Esports, LELENA, and Rec Squad with 47, 46, and 45. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of tonight's show. Oh shit, there's more? Oh, there's more? Okay, now it makes sense. Okay, now, because I was trying to understand. Okay, now it makes sense. Because I was thinking, oh, do they tie the leaderboards together, or do we just see today's matches? Okay. So they tie the leaderboards together. Okay, that makes sense, because it's Group A versus Group B, then Group C versus Group B. Okay, so yeah, that makes sense. I was thinking we're gonna be done. Okay, so I understand it now. I've locked in Unity Force Pain, because I did remember casting Pain earlier on. So yeah, Team Solo mid in 23rd. But again, okay, it's only Strike Esports and Rise in 38 and 37, 24 and 26. But every other team here, except for OL, I don't think any team played here today. Soul Society did not participate. So I think only OL Esports 2X Family and the guys from Strike Esports are actually on this page with Rise as well. On this page. So you can tell, yeah, these guys, yeah, they're not looking like they want to do much more of anything, going forward. But yeah, all right. Wow. I was not sure we were gonna get the other part of the leaderboard, but we did. So we actually saw where the rest of those guys were laid down. The likes of Strikers, Pay, Rise, and the rest. Rise did have a one solid game, so I think that put them over the top. But remember, chicken dinner is all you have to look out for, and OG did exactly that, putting themselves in that first page, getting themselves up to, I believe, 61 points, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that performance put them in a very, very solid light. But it's the East African Clash, ladies and gentlemen. More action, more steez, more aura. Brought to you by the River Rose Foundation Kenya. Big shout out to the PUBG Mobile League from Kenya as well, and the esports, some esports association from Somalia. Everybody coming through together to give you guys the action. Produced by GPE. You already know, number one in the game. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'll catch you at the next one. I know you guys had crowns. I mean, Mitch is spoiling you guys, man. Mitch has me and crowns, and probably a bunch of other casters, just like she's collecting casters like Infinity Stones at this point. So she's really spoiling you guys. So big shout out to Mitch for putting this together. Yeah, we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.